From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell. Air Canada is adopting a policy to cover some transportation expenses incurred by customers getting to their destinations during the work stoppage by flight attendants. It will reimburse customers for those costs if they had to cancel a flight originally scheduled to depart between August 15th and August 23rd, and Air Canada was unable to rebook them, and then they made alternate arrangements themselves. The announcement comes as passengers are still scrambling to get to their destinations a day after the two sides reached a tentative deal. Meanwhile, Conservative leader Poilievre suggests the recent Air Canada strike might have been avoided if a Tory bill ensuring flight attendants are paid for all their work had been supported by the government. That issue was at the center of a dispute between the airline and CUPE, the union representing 10,000 flight attendants. Poilievre was asked today whether he supports CUPE's action to defy the back-to-work order this week and carry out an unlawful strike.
We support law and order, so everyone should follow the law. So it's simultaneously possible to say that everyone should follow the law and the rules, while saying that it's very unfair that the Liberals have voted against a Conservative bill requiring that flight attendants get paid for every minute they work.
Air Canada started getting international and domestic flights back into the skies yesterday and said it could be about a week before everything is fully running properly again. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers' new offer to Canada Post for its urban unit includes provisions for adding part-time workers and weekend parcel delivery with some limitations. Under the proposal, weekend mail service would be primarily for parcel delivery, pickup, and sorting. Part-time workers hired to help with weekend service would also be limited to 20 hours of work per week. Experts say Canada's exceptional drought conditions offer a hint of what future summers could be like due to climate change and underlines the need for better preparation. Ryan Ness with the Canadian Climate Institute says water efficiency will be critical going forward.
And ultimately, the most important thing that we need to do to mitigate this growing drought risk is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We are now committed to this new reality of drought because of the emissions that we've already put into the atmosphere, but we can stop it from getting worse.
The federal government's National Drought Monitor suggests 71% of Canada was experiencing either abnormally dry or drought conditions by the end of July. And U.S. President Donald Trump says one of the reasons he's helping seek peace between Russia and Ukraine is because he wants to go to heaven.
If I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well.
Trump met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska last week in an effort to end the fighting. And just days ago, Trump hosted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. Today, more than 30 NATO defense chiefs held a virtual meeting to discuss security guarantees for Ukraine as the more than 3-year war drags on. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Johan Oviedo earned his first Major League win since 2023 as the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Toronto Blue Jays 2-1 to win a 3-game series. Oviedo struck out 6 over 5 innings in his second start since having Tommy John surgery. Blue Jays starter Chris Bassett had 10 strikeouts and gave up 2 runs on 6 hits for the American League East leaders. In the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche have added depth at forward by signing Victor Olofsson to a 1-year deal. The 30-year-old spent last season with the Vegas Golden Knights, where he had 15 goals and 14 assists over 56 games. He turned in the longest road point streak in Golden Knights history when he notched at least a point in 10 straight games between December 4th and January 23rd. And Major League Soccer club CF Montreal has traded defender Joel Waterman to the Chicago Fire in exchange for $500,000 in allocation money. The Canadian international was a mainstay on Montreal's back line and a vocal presence on the pitch since joining the club in 2020. Elsewhere, Toronto FC transferred midfielder Davy Flores to a club in Saudi Arabia. From the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.